I'm Cathy Wurzer, and this is Morning Edition on NPR News. We're looking at some upsets this morning in the statewide primary elections that were held yesterday. 4 incumbent DFL state lawmakers appear to have lost to challengers from within their own party. Among them is Eric Simonson in Senate District 7 in Duluth. He has served 1 term in the Senate after 2 terms in the House. Senator Simonson was backed by several unions and Governor Tim Walz, but he lost soundly yesterday to activist and attorney Jen McEwen. She was endorsed by the DFL and has the support of environmental groups that oppose copper-nickel mining in northeastern Minnesota. She joins me on the phone this morning. Good morning. Congratulations on your win.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
Senator Simonson was more of a moderate Democrat. Does your win signal a significant shift for the DFL party in Duluth?
You know, I think that what it signals is that in Duluth, people are ready to move forward. They're realizing that a lot of the aspects of the status quo have not served us very well. And so they're ready and they're asking to move forward in some big ways.
Do you see that movement also in the party as a whole?
I do. You know, one of the things that we've been really encouraged by and excited about is being part of something much larger. That what happened across Minnesota last night is something that has been happening across the nation. And that is a real sense that those of us who want to have our voices heard, who want to create better communities, can act within the Democratic Party and the DFL Party to see our goals realized. This just really represents a revitalization of the grassroots of the party.
But do you worry that such a shift could make it harder to win legislative majorities?
No, I don't. I think actually that what this represents is the party being more responsive. Sometimes we see this with power, whether it's the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. There are certain interests, economic interests and powerful interests that become entrenched over time. I actually think that what is happening, what we're seeing is a broader base of support within the Democratic Party and people who consider themselves independents as well and who don't necessarily have a strong DFL affiliation, but they want to see money out of our politics. They want to see healthcare as a right. They want to address our housing crisis. They want to shift to a clean energy economy to mitigate for the climate crisis. There are so many things that in general, across party lines, people are asking for. And I think by having the Democratic Party and the DFL Party be responsive and open to those demands, that will actually bode very well for the party.
You mentioned environmental issues. Your race with the senator kind of reflected this rift in the DFL party between environmentalists and labor that backs big projects like PolyMet and Twin Metals. Is there a middle ground between these two groups?
You know, I think the rift has been largely overstated. For some time now, again, there have been certain interests within the party and at the state level who have wanted to push some big extractive industry projects like the PolyMet project, for example, and have purposefully done a divide and conquer sort of strategy, trying to pit labor against environmentalists. But actually, we're pretty much all in the same camp here. We all want a clean environment. We all want good union jobs, living wage jobs, and we can achieve both of those things. We don't have to give up our water or give up our beautiful environment in northern Minnesota to have that.
You're heading into a general election now. How are you going to campaign in a pandemic?
That's been really an interesting thing. Well, I think we're going to keep up with what we've been doing so far. We've had a wonderful get out the vote effort with volunteers, making many phone calls and sending texts, talking to neighbors, reaching out to family and friends. We've relied heavily on social media and on sending emails and having people share as much as they can. So we're just going to keep on doing that. And I think in this time of pandemic, we've observed also that people are willing to engage, perhaps more than they were pre-pandemic. If they get a phone call from a number that they don't recognize, they might be more willing to answer it than let it go to the voicemail. We've had wonderful conversations with voters across Duluth, so that's been exciting.
All right. Thank you for the conversation.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.